Now that you're starting to master the move, let me give you a routine that uses the technique quite a few times. This is Sch3m3terlling. It's my favourite ungimmicked 3-fly. We've divided the tutorial into 3 parts. The first part is the performance. There are 2 performances. One that's a little bit longer, and that's the way I used to do it, and that's the one that's taught. The second one is a little bit more streamlined and a little bit quicker, and that's the one I tend to do now. But as far as the moves are concerned, they're absolutely identical. The second part is the in-depth tutorial, and I've done that in our usual alchemy tree way, completely detailed, broken right down with every single move really clearly explained, and that's all from the performer's point of view. For the last part, I just run through the entire routine with the camera in front of me, and I just give you all the tips and all the credits, because there are lots of credits within this tutorial, and if you've ever wanted to study 3-fly, I give you loads of resources. So here it is, Sch3m3terlling. I'm a collector, and I collect pieces of history. Now, that might sound strange, but this is a solid silver piece of history, and it comes with a story. You see, magicians back in the Victorian times used these very coins to get the attention of passers-by. I mean, who could resist money from nowhere, right? Now, of course, once they had a few coins in a crowd, well, that's when the show would start. Watch. See that? Solid silver from here to here. Now, watch again from here to here. That quick. Now, of course, if you saw this on TV nowadays, you might well think camera tricks, or if you were to slow it down, well, maybe that's what you'd see. But remember, in those days, all they had was pure sleight of hand to make the magic happen. So 1, 2, 3 coins, 2 hands, and nothing else. Let me show you some old school magic. Street performers back in Victorian times used these lovely silver coins to get the attention of passers-by. They gathered crowds by producing money from thin air. And then watch as it travelled from here to here. One by one, solid silver from hand to hand, here to here. That quick. Now, people often accuse them of throwing the coins across. However, this happened far quicker. Watch. If I slow it right down, it almost looks like real magic. And that is some old Victorian street magic, where coins vanish from here and appear over here. Take a look. Four coins are placed securely into Down's palm. The first coin is produced from Down's palm as silently as possible. The fingers turn the coin, which subtly indicates that there is only one coin in play. To turn the coin, the second finger moves behind it and pushes it forward until it is clipped between the first and second finger. The thumb presses down and pushes the coin back into an upright position. The coin is then dropped into the other hand. The drop should look casual, but land directly in finger palm. The next move is a shuttle pass by Kainoa bottle. The coin in the open hand is apparently lifted and taken into the other hand. In reality, the coin is retained in finger palm. At the same time, another coin is produced from Down's palm and shown at the fingertips. The illusion of the coin being passed from one hand to the other is very deceptive from a spectator's point of view. The hand with the coin in finger palm points, using the Ramsey subtlety to further imply that there is only one coin. The pointing hand takes the coin as the other hand reaches out and produces another coin from Down's palm. The two coins are held in the right hand, which also secretly has one coin still in Down's palm. The coin in finger palm is manoeuvred into heel clip. The hand turns over in a gesture and drops the coin onto the watch strap. It is then revealed by performing Skyfall. The coin is then added to the bottom, but in front of the other two coins. The empty hand gestures before taking all three coins and displaying them in a 3-fly formation, ready for phase 1 of the coins across. Three coins are displayed in the left hand and a fourth is held in Down's palm in the opposite hand. The hand displaying all three coins tilts back and slides the top coin behind the others. Tilting the hand back helps to hide the coin being retracted. Once it is hidden behind the other two, the hand tilts forward to reveal the coin has gone. At the same time, the other hand produces its coin from Down's palm. There is a definite rhythm to this move, where one coin disappears a fraction before the other coin comes into view. A coin roll is not mandatory, but adds a nice flow, and at the end, the coin is displayed in the open palm. The left hand comes over and taps the coins together. This is where a switch takes place. The bottom coin of the two that are visible to your spectator is taken into the other hand. At the same time, the coin that was hidden from your audience is slid up into view. At the end of this sequence, two coins are displayed in the left hand and the other hand has one coin at the fingertips and another hidden in finger palm. The left hand has two coins on display and the other hand has one coin at the fingertips and one coin hidden in finger palm. The finger palmed coin is angled back, almost in curl palm. In this position, the coin at the fingertips can be turned and the hidden coin is less likely to flash. However, windows can still be an issue, so practicing in front of a mirror will help eliminate this. The hands now indicate that the coin is going to go from left to right. As with the first coin, there is a rhythm to this. Show the two coins, then twirl the single coin, and then repeat that action. As the one coin is being turned for the second time, the left hand drops the bottom coin into finger palm. As the audience's attention goes to the fact that one coin has vanished, the right hand maneuvers the finger palmed coin behind the coin on show and slides it up into view. The rhythm to this sequence is that showing the coin is done slowly to make sure the audience knows what is about to happen, and then the vanish and production are performed quickly to give the visual element and also hide the secret moves. Two coins are displayed in the right hand, one is at the left fingertips and the other hidden in finger palm. The coin is thrown over to join the other two and caught between the bottom coin and the second finger. The motivation for this is that you are showing your spectator what happens in slow motion. Ideally, the hands want to be quite far apart for the throw, but it is not absolutely necessary. The hand that the audience now perceives to be empty gestures, whilst keeping the coin hidden in an open Ramsey display. It is then followed up with a normal Ramsey display. These two actions follow along nicely with the script. Next, the right hand displaying the three coins pretends to throw the top coin back into the other hand. It is actually just slid behind the lower two coins. The left hand pretends to catch the coin, but is actually just producing the finger palmed coin. Rather than doing the usual finger palm production of sliding the coin to the fingertips, the hand rocks back and balances the coin on the thumb, before moving forward in a catching action, bringing the coin to the tips of the first and second finger. It is important to make this a well-timed throw and catch action. The right hand holds three coins, but one is hidden behind the other two. The left hand holds one coin at the fingertips, ready to apparently make the final flight across to the other hand. The last coin is vanished with the ghost block, or any other suitable vanish on this project, whilst the right hand leans back. As the hand opens to show the vanish, the other hand slides the hidden coin into view and then turns up at the wrist to show the coin has arrived. The right hand displays 3 coins and the other hand is held open with a coin hiding on the wrist. The bottom coin of the 3 is apparently thrown into the open hand, but is actually caught by the 3rd finger and pulled back into finger palm. At the same time, the coin on the wrist will act as the coin that was dropped by jolting the hand forward so that the coin is flung forward onto the palm. The second coin is also apparently dropped into the other hand, but again secretly retained in finger palm. The 2 things that sell this action is the clink that the coin makes against the first coin and the left hand closing briefly as if it is catching it. This action is repeated for the 3rd coin. Again. Next, as an extra convincer, the left hand makes an up and down motion as if to jiggle the coins. The sound of the coin jiggle is actually produced by the other hand relaxing to the side. The bigger motion covers the smaller motion. As the left hand turns over, it secretly does the ghost vanish and puts the coin onto the wrist. It then opens to show the coin has gone. The other hand then opens to show the coins have travelled across. So at the start of the routine, you've got 4 coins in down's palm, which to start with, this is not an easy way to start, but it's a very clean way to start with this look. We've included the down's palm video with this, which will give you more tips on getting it into position and producing the coins. But I start like this, which is the way they show it in Bobos. Take the coin out, show it there briefly for a moment, and then bring it round to here. Now I turn the coin a couple of times. Now normally when I turn, I try and get these fingers out of the way, but when I've got more than 1 or 2 coins, my windows start to show, so I don't risk it and just have my hand relaxed. I mean, they've just seen the hand empty anyway. This hand is just again shown empty as well. Throw the coin down, and then I do a shuttle pass by Kaino Harbottle, which can be found on his routine Misbehaving, which is a beautiful routine, and there's so many lovely little tips and lessons on that DVD. I implore you to get it. So point, and in the previous tutorial section you can see exactly how this works, but it's a shuttle pass, and then you show this one here, and you've got this one in finger palm over here. So I then point with the Ramsey subtlety, take the coin, and then I talk about passers-by, and as I do, I sort of act as if there's a passer-by. Now careful not to do this, because otherwise you'll flash the coin, so I kind of just do like this and grab the next coin out from there. So that's another down's palm production. Next production is done by Skyfall. I say, who could resist money from nowhere? And that was a lovely line by my friend Simon. And so I add that to the stack, show my hand empty. Now I've got this one left in down's palm, so which is a really nice position to be in. I say, watch. So this is the start of the 3-fly. So at the start of 3-fly, you're holding these 3 coins over here, and you've got this one over here. The way most people hold these 3 coins is like that. And that's really a very close look to it. And Danny Goldsmith points out in his routine Dragonfly that you only need 2 fingers and a thumb to hold 3 coins. And he's absolutely right. And this is a much nicer picture. So this is what I recommend you to do, because it just looks nicer. And to get rid of to make that coin vanish, your hand rocks back to the point where they can't quite tell how many coins there are. And at that point you pull this coin down, and you pull it down exactly there, right there in the middle. So you've only got this bit sticking out, which you can easily cover with your fingers there like that. And so it's just like that. And with the other hand, you produce this coin from down's palm. Now, the way most people produce this coin is from finger palm, but I always think finger palm looks like you're doing exactly, it looks like you've got a coin hidden in your fingers and you're producing it like that. So down's palm has much more of a boom to it. And so it goes from here, vanish, like that. Vanish, appear. Vanish, appear, like that. So that's the production of the first coin, or the travel of the first coin. I then do a coin roll, just because it looks nice. Hold it open, tap, and then I ask a question, and then I do the next switch. Now, lots of people have got different work on the switches, and this one is by Wayne Fox from his routine 3-fly fox. Now, I think there's a lot of people that switches are quite similar, but this, I just like this one. So you tap it, and then as you come up, that's when you do the switch. Again, you can look at that in the previous tutorial. So you're then in this position, ready for the flight of the second coin. So now you're ready for the second coin, and although I've got my this coin in finger palm, it's sort of right, it's almost in curl palm over here, and that just because if I had it in normal finger palm, it might be flash over the top or on the bottom. By having it in this sort of position, I think Homer Leewag puts it into that sort of position, and it's much nicer and just much better hidden, and it also allows you to turn this coin without flashing over the top here. So what I do is I turn this coin here, I say from here to here. from here to here. And this is like one of those misdirection moments, the way Paul Wilson does it on crowded coins, which is another beautiful routine worth researching. So, and as all attention is over here, as I'm turning this one for the second time, this is where this drops into finger palm. And there's lots, actually there's another really good DVD to get, which is, or a good download, I think it's Daryl on 3fly from Penguin Magic. There's so much really good information that he puts on that. And that's another great 3fly to research. So what happens is this one just drops into finger palm as you're turning this one for the second time. So it drops into finger palm. All attention then goes on to this single coin here, and then I produce this coin from here. Now, most people produce this coin from down here, and like that. And I've never liked it because I think it's quite a big movement. So I saw Moritz Müller on his beautiful routine MoFly has the coin coming from the back. And so again, it gives you much more, because you can have it back there and it just appears again, rather than this big movement down here. So the way it goes is from here to here, from here to here, like that quick. That's what I normally say. And it's just a really nice, quick production from here to here, from here to here, there. And that's a bit more of a misdirection. You could also, which is another way I like to do it occasionally, from here to here, from here to here, and then I just do the move there. And that's a bit more visual, and I've seen people like Chris Kenner tend to do a bit more of that, and Gary Jones I've seen do a bit more of a boof like that. And so that's the flight of the second coin. Oh, just one more super quick tip on the last one. You've got to be careful not to make this confusing for your audience, because you start with 2 here and 1 here, and then you end that routine with 2 here and 1 there. It can very easily get confusing. So I found that keeping your dialogue to a minimum here, rather than, I used to have something quite elegant sort of bit of dialogue over the top, and it just doesn't work, because it's much easier to concentrate your audience. And that's why I just sort of say from here to here, from here to here, that quick. And that's all you need to say. So theatrically and technically, you have to change it up now. Theatrically, because they've just seen the same thing twice. So this one's got to be a little bit different to make it more interesting. Technically, they've just seen the tap, so you can't do that again, because I think that would arouse suspicion. So what most people do, they say, do you want to see it go across? And it's a great question, because of course they've just seen 2 real big really visual moments. To then see it go across, they go, yeah, I want to see it go across. To then do, or whoa, slow motion. I would be prepared to be punched in the face, because I think that's the kind of kick in the teeth that you're giving to your audience. It's such a horrible, cheesy moment, and I think you're just belittling an effect that was so strong by just changing it to this cheesy moment. So the way I saw Kainoa do it, for instance, he would say, I'm going to show you in slow motion, but you're not going to like it. And he does this fingertip muscle pass. Now, I can't do his fingertip muscle pass, but I just throw it, because I think if you saw it in slow motion, I think that's a nice line, because in slow motion, it would still be slower. And so it's fair enough to do that, and you're kind of building the routine again. You're kind of lowering it slightly and then building it back up, rather than having it as a cheesy moment. So, and the way I say it, I said, well, if you saw this on TV nowadays, you might think camera tricks, or if you slowed it down, well, that may be what you'd see. And then I give it this Ramsey subtlety here to imply emptiness, and I do another Ramsey subtlety and say, but remember, and at this point, this hand goes back, and this, I quite like this, because this is like a throwing action. So you've done this slightly slower going across. Now it speeds up slightly because you kind of go back, throw it, and produce it over here. And when you produce it, again, not from finger palm, but I do it the way Will Houston does it, which is to go rock your hand back onto the thumb and go forward. I think that looks much more like a catch, so it just has a sort of throw and catch kind of feel to it. Throw, catch. And then you're getting ready for that last coin across. So for the last coin, I used to do the ghost pop, which is really nice because it's a homage to Geoffrey Lauter's French pop, which is the way most people finish 3-fly. But I never liked the look of it. It just didn't look as nice as I wanted it to. My friend Mark Spellman suggested maybe it should be a slow vanish, which is also quite a nice idea, where you just take it and just slowly vanish it there as it appears over here, which works as well. But I wanted to kind of keep this look, this fingertip look, and that's why I came up with the ghost block. And that's how I end it now, because it's and I say, remember in those days all they had was pure sleight of hand to make the magic happen, and it just goes along well. And you've got this really nice clean picture where this coin really does look like it's vanished, and you've just got the 3 over here. And now you can, as an extra convincer, you can turn this hand over like this, which is great. Of course, the other way you could do it would be with the ghost slide, which makes perfect sense as well. Again, careful not to flash over the top, but that you can slowly vanish over here and then appear over here. So that's the flight of the last coin. Now, I don't think enough 3-fly routines have that ending where all 3 go across at once, and I suppose quite often it's not as convenient, but there are a few routines and that have kind of inspired me. There's Danny Goldsmith's Dragonfly, Kainoa's 3Y, it all goes across, but this particular part is actually inspired by Ponta the Smith's Winged Silver, because I do almost the same move as he does, except I use the ghost move to make it look even cleaner. And so at this point, you finish here, you go to throw this one, and you can, this one goes into finger palm as this one gets produced over here, which is, I'm quite proud of that myself, but without blowing my own trumpet. So that one vanishes, that one appears. So they actually see the first coin in there, the second coin and the third coin. For me, the thing that sells it is closing the hand after each drop. So you got the first one, well, the first one can be seen, and then the next 2 are then closed. So from here, 1, 2, 3 coins, and then as this hand relaxes, this is where I do this bigger motion and go like that. So let me do that again. So 1, 2, 3. As I do that big motion here, as this one just drops down, I sometimes do a Ramsey subtlety and say watch and point to that hand, and then I can just turn over, do the ghost move again, and open the hand up and show that hand empty, and then appear the coins over here. And I quite like that motion of having them stacked there and letting them drop like that. That's quite a nice look. So I've used Ghost 4 times throughout this routine to help me iron out some of the bits that I wanted to improve and to make this my dream 3-fly. Now the other move I've used a lot throughout this is Ramsey subtlety. And the reason for that is because of something I mentioned right at the beginning of the project, which is this closed look that for me finger palm can have. And because I use finger palm quite a lot throughout this routine, Ramsey subtlety for me opens that closed look right up. Now some of you might say that I've completely overused it in this routine, but I don't mind. For me, I'm happy with it. I want to try and give my coin magic a bit more of an open look. Now, even I sometimes find my fingers sort of closing back up throughout the routine, but it's something I'm constantly working on to try and improve and to keep opening up. Now, the problem with using heavy, big coins is that that's what happens. Your fingers just sort of want to grip the coin harder. But as long as you're aware of it, I think over time, it will open that look right up and make your coin magic cleaner. So I'd just like to finish by saying I love performing this routine. For me, even though it's quite technical, it has all the right elements to give it a nice flow to it. And hopefully you'll realise that it's not just a finger flinging extravaganza. And that's why I've given it a bit of a presentation over the top to try and make sense of the moves that I'm doing so that it doesn't just feel like I'm just coin juggling. So hopefully you'll enjoy practicing and performing it, or if you don't perform all of it, maybe it's given you some ideas for your own routines. And that is Sch3m3terlling.